But now let me ask you a question. Do you think because of what one Iron Mike Tyson has said, now that's going to bring, the people that have problems with how he said it, what he was trying to say Boozy was, against homosexual. I'm talking about these motherfuckers right here, the cancel culture crew.
So he even said he agreed with Boozy, you know what I mean? But he was like but he said at the end of the day, who am I? Like, and that's a very important statement, I think, because it's like it's okay not to share. Like, you can have your feelings on shit. Like, I have my feelings on shit that, like, guaranteed, like, if people really did their fucking digging, I could get canceled. I'm sure I've done a bunch of ignorant shit. Like, I've said a
Mhm.
bunch of ignorant shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, how long should that shit go on for? Like, so the reason that this was a topic was the reason that the cancel culture came up as a topic today is because there was a draft pick in the NHL from this year. He
Yep.
got drafted in the first round, and I guess he bullied a disabled black kid back in 2014, and I guess the parents of the victim made a big issue out of it, like
Mhm.
whatever. And so from what I've heard, because I've been talking about it a little bit, is this kid actually admitted to everything. He wrote letters to every NHL team prior to the draft. He apologized for his thing. It was 4 years ago. He was 14 when it happened. Like, he doesn't know any better. Like, he should know better than to do what the fuck he did. But at the end of the day, you make a lot of mistakes when you're that young. You think that nobody's gonna find out. You know what I mean? So it's like, how long should shit follow you for? And like, can people not like better themselves? Like, because to me, that's what I get out of cancel culture is like, you can't. The people that are all trying to cancel people you're pretty much saying that nobody can ever make a mistake at any point in their lives. And I'm sure every single person on this earth has done something at some point in their life that they could get canceled for. And that's the frustrating part about it. It's
Mhm.
like they tried to cancel Mark Wahlberg like last year because he had some racist shit back in the '90s. Oh, he shouldn't be trying to support Black Lives Matter because he was a racist in the fucking '90s. But is he still a fucking racist? Maybe he fucking educated himself. Maybe he learned some shit. Like, that's my issue with the cancel culture.
Um, I don't know. I think cancel culture, there's some good in it and there's bad, but like you said, I think that it depends. Is like how long? I think for that, like he's only 18. You know what I mean? That motherfucker still would do the same shit. No fucking doubt. And the shit he did was next level fucked up. That shit was like that shit. So basically, the kid was special needs and shit. They fucking did the lollipop thing in the fucking urinal or what? Like that shit was fucked up. Like that
Yeah.
wasn't like some typical like whatever. Oh, I put a post up shit. Like that was some real like you need some type of help type shit. So I mean, for to me, he did it at 14. He's only 18. I would revisit that at like 21, 22
Mhm.
years old. You still need a little more time to grow up. I'm not
But
about to.
but do you cancel his career though? Do you put his career on pause? I think
Well,
what the question should be, right?
I mean,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. Like to me, it's hard because I don't. I mean, your time comes when your time comes when it comes to being drafted and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that I guess that just depends on what you're doing in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For him,
His like I said to me, it would be very hard for me to sign an 18-year-old that just did shit like that at 14. There's no way you're gonna tell me that I think he learned something from that. What
so
like you're only 18 years old. You just did this shit 4 years ago. I wouldn't me personally, I wouldn't draft him. I wouldn't cancel his career or whatever, but if I was, I'd be like, there's no fucking way that I can have somebody like that did. It'd be different. That's another thing too, Jay. Like you got to me, there's levels, and the shit that he did, that is like
Extra, extra.
oh yeah,
extra, extra.
absolutely.
That
Listen,
shit
so
was
that's why the segment isn't about him. The segment isn't about him because everyone's going to acknowledge that he's
So you
a
mean
fucking
like
piece of
in general, cancel culture in general?
Yes,
That's
but
why I said like in some instances, like yeah, and it depends on the time. For that specific thing, I think it's hard because like I said, like this is the time where he would get drafted and stuff like that. So it's difficult and it sucks, but it's like I don't know.
let me ask you a question, right? So one of the reasons that this is even a bigger issue than it is, it's a big issue, right? But it became even bigger because the president of the team that drafted him is I think I don't know, or somebody from the team that drafted him is part of the Hockey Diversity Alliance, which is just formed by players of color to look for equality within the league because the NHL is probably still the most racist league out of the four major sports because
Oh
it's
yeah,
a rich white person sport. You know what I mean? But they're behind the eight ball, but they're trying to do
they're
their part
trying.
to be better. So that's why it blew up even more than it did. So here's the thing, right? So now he was drafted in the first round. He just got cut. Is that teaching him anything? Yeah, it might. Is he learning anything going forward? He's like, oh, my mistakes are catching up to me. Or would the better thing to do be to keep him, but because in the NHL you don't go from the draft right to the league. You know what I mean? A lot of them go back to either college or juniors,
Yep,
or you know what I mean. You might not
like
see him in the
baseball.
NHL for years.
Yeah,
But so would to me, I think a better thing to do would be send him to counseling, like severe, like intense counseling, like make that part of his contract. Like, yo, you have this history, you have to complete this counseling and show that you're fucking rehabilitated.
Mm.
And then if you do and you can complete it, then your career can move forward. But if not, then fuck it, you're gone. Like you don't have a career.
fair enough. But do you have to pay him first round money? Like how does that work?
Um, I mean I don't know
That's
how that works.
that's where you know what I mean.
Well,
But first round money in the NHL is under $1 million.
yeah, they don't
But
make.
If you're
still,
in
I
college.
don't. You know, still,
I
you
don't.
know,
I don't want to. Well, one or two things. I think one, the cancel culture shit is a little extreme. One, I think this is science saying that the human brain, especially in males, is not fully developed until like say 21, and I got that information.
27.
Is it 27? That was
Yeah,
21 because they were talking. I read an article for marijuana, so that's even longer.
No, it's definitely not 21. It's a minimum of 25, but I think it might
yeah.
go as
I
far as
think it's like
30.
27 because that they're trying to change. They're trying to change the juvenile age to 26, right, or something like that.
Really?
To 27, Jay,
Something
something
like
like
that.
that.
Why is
Yeah,
that not a topic, fellas? Come on, y'all are failing, but let's remember that.
because we can't really. It's not something that we can really divulge in right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's something that is tough for us to
Oh,
talk about.
y'all got, okay, so behind the scenes info. Okay, I.
Yes, yes, yes. That was a little. That was a little
But
tidbit.
even with that, that tells me even that further helps my case in saying that he should definitely be given a chance. But I think his chance has to be with him kind of walking on eggshells for a period of time. Has to be
Right.
counseling, which he's probably not going to like. But it's not supposed to be easy for him because I think that was pretty egregious what he did. You know,
Yeah, that shit.
uh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't derail his career, you know what I mean, because of a stupid mistake he made. Because people can look back, maybe he didn't have the right upbringing and all of that. That shouldn't. It's not an excuse, but that is his personal reality. That's a learned behavior. He got that from someone. And then also too, I've noticed with hockey, um, it was Thayer Academy. A friend of mine went to Thayer, and
Mhm.
they did some weird things. Like I don't know if y'all ever heard of the circle jerk. Anyone?
What?
Here we go. Here we go. Remember, I was one of the first black individuals that moved into Randolph. I had a friend. He played hockey. He had some friends that played hockey at Thayer, and they did something called circle jerk. After, I think it was a loss, what they did is they took a cookie, sat there, and went to work. They all went and gave the icing on the cookie. I know Toll House don't give you this recipe. Whoever lost or the last person to release themselves would have to eat the cookie. To me, that's some gay ass shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be canceled by saying that, but that's a little too much for me. I would never have done that.
I
I'm like,
wouldn't
hey,
say
yo, what are
that's
y'all doing?
gay.
So I
It's just
laughed.
fucking
I,
gross.
I was, what's that?
I wouldn't say that's gay. It's just fucking gross.
That's disgusting.
That's
It's
both.
hazing. It's hazing. You know what what I mean? And
That's
bullying and shit
no,
like
no,
that.
no, no.
But
Fucking that is. Listen, man.
can I be
I play sports in Brockton, bro. It like
my push it?
hazing is
Sorry.
not fucking nutting on a cookie and making somebody eat it, bro. That's fucking nasty, and you need and that like that's fucking horrible. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
But it
What the
happened.
fuck is that?
Now
You
my
know what I'm
question
saying?
is, so let's say
We're about to
someone did
fucking
that,
get
they
an
found out.
investigation started.
What's that?
I said we're about to get a fucking investigation started.
Hey, that's their problem, not mine. But what I'm saying is that is something that still kind of happens. I'm
that
assuming,
is
right? So my question is, should you destroy these kids' lives because they thought up this of which is again psycho ass fucking game or whatever that shit was? Is that something that we should destroy their lives or be like, hey, stupid, you're not supposed to do that, and then kind of just keep an eye on them going forward? I think that's how it has to be. Cancel culture to me, you just have a lot of angry people out there that
but
like certain ideas. I like it to an extent, but it has to be. I think you got to cancel adults. These are not
that's
adults.
what I was about to say. I was just about to say that.
You
I
can't
was
cancel
just about to
kids.
say that.
Like
I was
Justin,
just-
no, Ariana Grande. I remember, she went to like a donut shop and like licked the donut. You know what I mean? Did they cancel her? No, because she was set to make billions, which she's doing right now. But at the same time, she was still a kid. You know, we've all done dumb shit, I'm sure, in our lives, which I'm not going to say what I've done because I don't want to be canceled. You know what I mean? Not that I have anything to be canceled, but at the same time, I don't want my family bearing the bullshit. But we've all done some dumb shit. You know what I mean?
But
From throwing paper, what is it, toilet paper during Halloween at people's houses, egging
Right.
houses and shit. But like, that's some extreme shit, though. I
Yeah,
think
at the end of the day, too,
that's extreme.
at the end of the day too is like I know the idea is like, all right, you're gonna get canceled and that's gonna teach you a lesson. It's gonna show you not to be a fucking piece of shit. But there's also the possibility that you cancel somebody and you fuck up their lives and it makes them fucking more angry and makes
a
them do
crazy
even
cycle.
worse shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? And oh well, then they'll just end up in jail or they'll end up doing whatever. But at the end of the day, like that's not the message that you want. Like at the end of the day, everybody should have the chance to, you know what I mean, rehabilitate themselves.
Agreed.
And you know what I mean? Especially if they're not getting caught in the moment. Especially if you're pulling up shit from years ago, like and you're trying to cancel them now. Like if you catch him in the moment, fine. Yeah, look what he's doing, cancel his ass. But if you're catching him 4 years later and you're trying to say that they can't fucking rehabilitate themselves, that's where I have an issue.